going to interrupt, and it did it with a capital for me, with a space. If I want to do a space, I can draw a line in between something and do a space, okay? If I want to erase a word, I can delete it.
Okay, you're just on the regular pen right now?
Now, I'm on the text pen. So this is the only pen that will do these kinds of tricks with it, right? So if you're working, with language with your students or doing some sentence correcting, that is a good pen to be able to use.
How would you have made the V lowercase, like?
So I would go back, so I would circle it and write it so that my handwriting
Okay,
was.
but there's not any.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so like if I wanted fast, I would just go back and see how it's recognizing it now
Oh.
as a capital. Okay?
Could you show us that button? I'm sorry,
Mhm.
that one more time, how to get that feature?
Okay.
Thank you.
Pens, you have your text pen,
Thank you.
okay? And so the text pen is the one that does this feature.
What's the calligraphy pen?
The calligraphy pen is gonna take your handwriting, and you're gonna be able to, and it's gonna take your handwriting and put it into more of a calligraphy format.
That's cool.
Crayon, obviously, you wanted to be able to, shade 1/4. And you've got creative pen. This is the fun stuff, right?
Yes.
Just to be able to touch and draw.
Before you logged out, you talked about an equation. The equation pen,
Yep.
could you go back to that, please?
So I will. So the equation pen is actually a math tool. And so it's going to be under here. And you'll see equation with a pen right next to it. And so one of the things that we heard from math teachers was that it was really hard for them to be able to edit their equations quickly. And that once you wrote something in your handwriting, it would sometimes not group the y with the x as a whole equation. And that's something to think about sometimes when you write. I'll demonstrate it for you in a minute. But the equation pen is essentially a text pen. It's going to take your equation, so you can write. I love it. Where's my that? And it's gonna transpose it for you, all right? So that now it's reading that as a whole equation. You can work with it with your students, and if you need to edit it, you just double click on it. All right? And now I can go back to that and I can say, you know what? I want it to be x plus 3. And it's gonna automatically save that equation. Okay? One of the things that you'll see sometimes when you write, especially with things with numbers, you might be writing something like, and it may just read this as a 3 and a 2 because you wrote it so far apart. So just be aware sometimes, especially when you're working in GeoGebra, you need to be kind of purposeful, like write your number. The same with the smart blocks, because if I wrote a 3 and then a 2 and then I dragged this, it may only pick up the 3. Whereas if I just, alright, so sometimes you really have to be purposeful with your writing. Anytime you want to delete something, you can select it. And use your delete. Questions? Feel like you have enough to get started?
Yes.
So you, and all the stuff that you taught us today is on the tutorial?
A lot of it is on the tutorial. Yep,
Okay.
yep. Especially all the content creation features.
Can I ask, so
Yeah.
I already have like the HDMI cables,
Mhm.
now, what does the other one look like? Is that-
The touch one, okay, so it's a little box with a USB. So it looks,
Yeah, that one I think I have that.
yep, that's the touch.
What's
The box says smart. So the HDMI cable just looks like an HDMI cable. You also have a VGA one. You can use the HDMI or the VGA. I don't know if you have a VGA port on your computer.
We don't have.
So on Mac, you have to have a adapter.
So the adapter.
Oh, so you need it.
You know what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what I have. I have a USB to HDMI adapter, right?
She said yesterday that she has to order whatever it is to go with this.
And then there's
Yeah,
and then there's another little box that has, it looks like it's like a phone wire plugged into one side, and then it's a USB on the other, and that's the wiring for the touch.
Oh, they're expensive, because I wondered if you could buy it.
I
About money.
think mine was like $24.99 at Target.
They're coming in tomorrow.
They're coming in tomorrow?
Oh, they are?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
good.
We can't use these today, but tomorrow,
Should be able to, Octa's supposed to be loading the software today or tomorrow as well.
so before we use that, what steps have to happen? We have to get software loaded, but we can't do that?
No, Octa has the software keys.
Okay.
And then tomorrow morning, a box is coming that has a HDMI to mini display port adapter that will connect to your Mac.
Okay.
Do the Dells get that too, for the Terrace?
No, if you have a Dell, it'll connect to your HDMI or VGA, and that's
I
already
know, I
works.
thought it was HDMI, but I mean, I'm talking about, we don't need the software.
No, you'll need the software.
Right, that's what I'm saying, do we get the software too as well?
And, you know, I know.
Yeah, Octa will be loading the software to your CD, or your laptop, or computer.
The wires will be right around your desk, okay?
Is that the only power button going
To
up
teach the
top?
lessons when they're playing.
Hold on, it's been a while since I've worked with this board.
All of it, that's what I
There's-
wish you
yes,
said.
there's
That's why I
buttons
sent
on,
you.
right
And
here,
then they didn't have the
okay?
extra seats that we
And
did.
then that's the projector on button, you can just do this. And guys, please, and this is what I, try to use it, try to remember to turn it off when you're not using it. That'll save your bulbs, okay? Try to turn it off when you leave the building, because even if you disconnect your computer, the board will stay on, and you'll just see it say smart across the board, and that'll just really save,
You
save.
could just turn it off, I don't have to shut down,
Nope,
just turn
you
it
can
off.
just turn it off.
Okay.
So every time you cut it on and you need to use it, you always have to configure it. So before you even start, right?
You don't have to orient it every time, no. You know, it, only if you notice that the
That's a
touch is
little
off.
Okay.
Your first time using it, yes, I would orient it because it's just been installed. You know, you want to make sure that everything is working correctly. And then it should be fine, should be fine.
She showed us that.
Really?
Right,
Remember where that is? It's this little blue square with the white circle in it, and it's gonna be at the top of your screen if
She's
you're
telling
on
you
the
now,
Mac,
Brian,
and then you just hit orient.
right
Right there,
here,
turn around, Brian.
she's telling you now
Right
how to
there.
do
Okay,
it.
Oh,
Yep.
I'm sorry.
that's okay,
I'm sorry.
right here. It's gonna be at the top of your computer though, because you have a Mac. So yours will appear,
Okay.
okay, and it's blue with the circle,
We get the deal.
so you just hit orient. Anybody wants to try something, I'll stick around for a couple
Easier down because you
minutes.
are
Yeah.
second nature.
What do you wanna try? Come on. Okay.
Thank you.